Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be drawing Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so now on to sketching in the circle. After that finish, we go and come down with a center line. Cut through the circle with a horizontal line just like that. And now we could start like drawing in the left side of the face. So coming down with this line. Then we will kind of like curve down right here for the jaw. Then we will draw this little line for the chin. And then we will kind of like carry over the same line from the left hand side straight back up to the right side of the head and just end it off right there. Alright guys, so now we could just draw a horizontal line right under the horizontal line we have above. This is going to be the guide for the eyes. So right now we could start drawing in the eyes now. Just follow along as I go through it. So now we can move on to doing these wrinkle lines that Shigaraki have around the eyes. So just draw that in. And it's like, yeah, I know, it's like we could tell he don't get no sleep. Now we can move on to drawing in the nose, just like that. Then right above the nose, we'll have like these little scratch marks for the bridge of the nose right there. Alright guys, so now we could start drawing in the mouth. And for the mouth, we'll just add like this slight little curve going across. And the mouth will be open, so we'll see like, some of the teeth. Alright, so we're just going in here, just sketching the rest of the mouth, just like that. Alright, and right over on this side, it will have like two lines right here, like a little bit of wrinkle on the lips of Shigaraki right there. And then right underneath, we could draw in like the little lip right there, adding like a little dot for this little mole he have right there. Then afterwards, we could just shade in right here in the mouth. What we gonna do now is create a new layer. Then we gonna lower the opacity of the layer that Shigaraki had on. That way we could go in and draw the hair on a separate layer. That way we less destructive. Alright guys, so for the hair, what we want to do, we want to start from the left. So we just gonna go down and draw this hair strand coming down. And the good thing is it's gonna be covering that left eye. So we don't even have to worry about that. So perfect. Now we could hop over to the right and we could draw some hair strands there as well. And notice how it will be covering the little bit of the edge of the right eye right there. So just like that, finish off the right side of that hair strand. Now we could move up top above the circle and leaving a little bit of space. And now we could draw the hair going around, the head now on the left. Now we will hop over to the right. So just like that. Alright guys, so now what we want to do is head up top on the left hand side to the little one icon. And we go and select the liquefy tool. Just go and use it to kind of like pull out the hair a little bit more because it's a little too close to the head. So we just go and like stretch it out, like widen it a little bit. You gotta love the liquefy tool. Alright guys, so now we could start working on the body. But before then, I forget one thing. Now we just drop in the air right here on the left hand side of Shigaraki's face because I almost forget it. Alright, so we finished with the air. Now we could go on to like drawing in the neck and then that will lead into the body. So right here we just sketching out the neck. Alright, so now on to the collar. And right here we starting from the left hand side. And you could see how it's kind of like the color on the left is kind of like a triangle-like shape. It's like a bending triangle angling down. Boy, I gotta get better at my explaining. But yeah, it's like a triangle shape. Now we could move on to doing the right side of the color. So just like that, kind of like covering a little bit of the the right side of the face right there a little bit slightly. So right here, guys, just follow along. So just like that. So we have the second color done. Now we can move on to doing these two folds on both sides. So just like that. And right here we could draw in like this V shape right here for that little color. Then we go and come down with a straight line going down. Just like that. Alright, then we'll just draw like this kind of diamond shape at the bottom. Alright, so from there we could start like doing move back up and we could start doing the the necklace, like this circular necklace that Shigaraki, well, I think it's part of like the actual rope he wearing. So coming around here, just drawing like these circles, just like that. And since now that we have that finished, now we could kind of like fan out for like the rest of the robe. So starting from the left, and we just go and draw like these lines like fanning out just like this. And for this part, you know, go crazy with it. Kind of like blowing in the wind a little bit. So go crazy with it. Now we can move on to the right side and do a similar thing, but you know, it will just be slightly different from the left. So we just go and fan out, do all these folds, right? So we have like the rope done right there. Alright guys, so now we can move on to like the torso or chest area, and we just go and draw a straight line going across right here, and then we could just, you know, join these other lines here. And then we could draw a line curving in right here for like you know, the sides right there. So just like that on both sides. And now after we finish with that, we could just add in like all the little details right here on, you know, because for Shigaraki wearing like this type of attire and have like a lot of like different shapes in there, so we just going in adding in them shapes right there. So right here, when we finish with that, we could just head over to the right here underneath the cape, and we could just start like, you know, drawing in the arm that peeking out from underneath the cape. So just like that, sketch it in. Alright guys, so we finished with the arm on that side, so now we could start doing the hand on the left hand side. So what you want to do, you just want to draw in like this square like shape, kind of curve into the, you know, curve into the right a bit. Then we are drawing like these 4 circles, and that's just like a guide to which part we gonna like insert like the fingers. And for this part, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, like drawing hands hard, so this part ain't easy. So right here from the back, we gonna start doing the thumb, then we gonna come forward and start doing in the first finger, and notice how it kind of like, you know, going towards the right a little bit, and kind of like curving inwards. So just like that, just really take your time with this and try to slow down the video, try to follow along as best as you can, because it's something kind of difficult to explain. But just going in here, right? So we finished the hand. So now we could just you know, draw in like the elbow that will kind of like be it will be peeking out behind the hand, because you know, the hand at like perspective, it kind of like in front of us. Alright, so we're finishing off the elbow right here, right underneath the hand, and then we can move in the back of that, and we could finish off like the arm behind that. Now we could go in and add in some extra detail to the cape. So add in some more folds right here on both sides. Just like that. And this part here, we're gonna go back to like the chest area, and we're gonna like finish it up a little bit. So kind of like come in from that little diamond like shape and just kind of like connect this this shape right here to there. Alright, so with that finished, now we could head up top. Alright guys, so now on top right here, we just go and like add in a little bit of shadow underneath, you know, on the face right there. And then we also want to go down by the lips and just like you know, make that line that he have for the fold on the lip right there a little longer. Alright guys, so we basically done with the sketch. Now we could head into the inking and make Shigaraki look clean. So let me kick it into time lapse and we'll be back. Alright guys, so we're back after the time lapse, and as you can see, Shigaraki looking clean. But right here, if you look on the left hand side right here, you can see that by the, you know, the hand right underneath by the elbow there, we added like a little bit of scarring. So I forget to do that in the sketching phase, but that's the only difference I did when I was doing the inking. But with that being said, let me hop over to doing the colors. Alright, so now on to doing the colors. So what you want to do, you want to head over to your right, and you know, always make sure to like set the ink to reference, and you know, you create a layer underneath the ink layer, and from there we could start dropping the colors onto Shigaraki. So we could grab this color and drop it onto the face, and you know, we just adding and dropping on some colors to, you know, like the hand down there. And yeah, that is the whole process. Like, we just picking and, you know, dragging and dropping the colors onto different sections. And you know, notice while we go through and dropping all these different colors to fill in all these different sections that, you know, need color, we gonna save like the hair for last. So we gonna use a separate layer to actually drop the color onto the hair, because we want to like add like a slight glow effect to Shigaraki that will appear at the end. But you're just going like you know, just going to drag and drop the colors into the different areas, and then at the end, you know, just, you know, have a separate layer to do the just for the hair. Alright, so the colors finished. So now we could move on to adding in the shadows. So let's do it. Alright guys, so we on to the shadows. So what I like to do, I like to create a new layer above the color layer and set it to clipping mask. From there, you know, I will set the layer to multiply. I like to select like a purplish color, so that we will be using to add in the shadow. We just go and like, you know, do that whole process throughout the drawing, you know, put shadow in the different areas that we need to, you know what I mean. And we'll kind of like speed through this process, so just, you know, sit back and relax while we speed through it, because, you know, doing shadows take a long time. Alright guys, so we finished with most of the shadows, and listen to that, most of the shadows. So we still didn't add any shadow to the hair, and the reason is for that is because I want the hair to be like, you know, a lighter, you know, shadow color. Before we even go in and do that, what we want to do, we want to go on the, you know, the ink layer, and we're going to set it to alpha lock. That way we could recolor, you know, the ink. So right here, we're going to recolor the ink to kind of like a darkish grayish color, because as you can see, the hair is like a light gray, kind of whitish, but not like pure white. So we just go on, you know, speed through, just like coloring in the lines of the hair there to a different color. And after we finish with that, now we could like start adding the shadows to the actual hair. So we're going like, you know, create a clipping mask above the color layer for the hair. That's why I say, like, you know, coloring the hair separately, like have a separate layer for that. So you're gonna clip that above there, and now we can start like adding in the shadow to the hair now. Alright guys, and you can see as we go in and add in the shadow, and notice like the shadows for the hair, it gonna fall like mostly underneath there. And you could kind of like see as we go through, you know, adding the shadows real quick, you could kind of like see the difference the shadow have than just having, you know, no shadow at all. Because as you can see, it gives like more shape to the actual drawing itself. Like that's the one thing about adding shadow. Alright, so right here we just go and finish adding in all the shadows for the hair. But wait, one more thing guys, wait. Bam! There you have it guys, the final illustration. As you could see, we just went in and like we add some bloom to the actual hair, and that's a benefit of putting the color layer for the hair on a separate layer. So we added that, and you can't, you know, leave without like adding a little bit of particle effect. So we just add in like them little white dots on the screen. We added that in on a separate layer, and we kind of like added some bloom to that. But yeah guys, this is how you draw Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. And hope you learned something, hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Alright, see ya.